Welcome to Statistically Speaking with Dr. El-Bayoumi, where we turn numbers into knowledge. Today, I aim to explore the ethical frameworks for evaluating big data and discuss why they are becoming increasingly essential in our rapidly digitalizing world. We are living in a moment where technology and ethics are no longer separate conversations. Computing, medicine, journalism, and online research now intersect every day. As these fields overlap, so do their ethical challenges. Rather than viewing ethics as a barrier to innovation, we should see it as a guiding structure, one that helps technology serve society responsibly. In the past, ethical guidelines were often treated as fixed rules. They were written for a slower, more predictable technological environment. Today, that environment no longer exists. Big data systems process massive volumes of information in real time. Artificial intelligence makes decisions that affect health, safety, and opportunity. Digital platforms operate across borders, cultures, and legal systems. In this context, static ethical rules are not enough. Ethics must function as living frameworks capable of learning, adapting, and responding to new risks as they emerge. Historically, each discipline developed its own ethical focus. Computing ethics emphasized data security, privacy, and system reliability. Biomedical ethics is centered on informed consent, patient protection, and minimizing harm. Journalism ethics prioritized truth-telling, accountability, and the public's right to know. These frameworks worked well when fields were clearly separated, but today they are deeply intertwined. Healthcare relies on data analytics and AI. Journalism depends on digital platforms and large datasets. Computing systems increasingly influence public opinion, medical decisions, and social outcomes. As a result, ethical issues can no longer be addressed in isolation. Consider data privacy, a computing issue, a medical concern, a journalistic responsibility. The answer is all of them. The same dataset might be used for medical research, news reporting, and algorithmic development. Each use raises different ethical questions, but they all share common concerns about consent, harm, and accountability. This overlap highlights the need for interdisciplinary ethical frameworks that can respond to shared challenges such as algorithmic bias, surveillance, and the unintended consequences of data reuse. Real-world cases show us what happens when ethics fail to keep pace with technology. One well-known example is the Netflix Prize dataset. It was released under the assumption that user data had been anonymized. However, researchers later demonstrated that individuals could be re-identified by linking the dataset with other publicly available information. This case exposed a critical flaw in traditional privacy protections. Anonymization alone was no longer sufficient in the age of advanced analytics. In biomedicine, ethical evolution has often followed tragedy. Events like the thalidomide disaster led to stricter regulations and a stronger emphasis on informed consent. Today, similar ethical pressure points exist around genomic data, electronic health records, and AI-driven diagnostics, all of which require ongoing ethical reassessment. Journalism faces its own ethical challenges in the data-driven world. The rise of digital media has accelerated how information spreads. At the same time, misinformation and data leaks have become more common. Journalists now must decide whether publishing leaked or hacked data serves the public interest or causes unnecessary harm. While core principles like accuracy and accountability remain vital, they must now be applied in faster, more complex environments where ethical decisions are rarely clear-cut. Recognizing these challenges, new ethical frameworks have emerged. The Menlo report adapts principles from biomedical ethics, beneficence, respect for persons, and justice and applies them to computing and data research. It emphasizes that researchers and technologists must consider not only direct harm, but also indirect and long-term consequences of their work. The Association of Internet Researchers Ethics 3.0 guidelines push this idea even further. They emphasize that ethical decision-making in digital spaces is context-specific, dynamic, and ongoing. One of the most important ideas introduced in modern framework is ethical pluralism. Ethical pluralism recognizes that ethical norms differ across cultures, legal systems, and social contexts. For example, privacy protections in the European Union are far stricter than those in the United States. A research practice considered acceptable in one region may be unethical or even illegal in another. Ethical pluralism allows flexibility while still upholding core principles like respect, justice, and harm reduction. This approach is essential for global big data research. Another critical concept is continuous ethical reflection. Ethics should not be treated as a single approval step at the beginning of a project. Instead, ethical considerations must be revisited throughout the entire life cycle. This includes study design, data collection, analysis, and dissemination. In big data projects, risks often emerge later, such as the possibility of re-identification or the amplification of bias through machine learning models. Embedding ethics at every stage helps ensure accountability and responsible decision making. These ethical challenges are not abstract, they are part of everyday professional life. In healthcare, for example, maintaining data accuracy, security, and patient privacy is both a technical and ethical responsibility. As technologies like AI diagnostics and predictive analytics expand, professionals must continuously balance innovation with patient trust. Adaptable ethical frameworks provide guidance when technical solutions alone are not enough. In conclusion, ethical frameworks must evolve alongside technology. No single discipline can address the ethical challenges of big data alone. By fostering collaboration across computing, biomedicine, journalism, and research, we can develop ethical systems that are flexible, inclusive, and responsive. Responsible innovation is not just about what technology allows us to do, it is about what we choose to do in ways that protect individuals, promote fairness, and sustain public trust in the digital age. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated on all things data and statistics.